Hey guys, Zomfox here, and guess what? The schedule is finally out for the 2024 United Football League season. So we're going to get right into it. I'm going to go over every single matchup that this season has to offer. So without further ado, let's get started with Week 1. Now, Week 1 starts off with the Birmingham Stallions versus the Arlington Renegades, the battle of the USFL and XFL champion. This game is going to be at 1 p.m. March 30th on Fox. Then, right after that, at 4 p.m., we will be having the St. Louis Battlehawks play the Michigan Panthers, also on Fox. Then, on Sunday, March 31st, we will be having the DC Defenders go against the San Antonio Brahmas at 12 p.m. on ESPN. Then, following that game, still on ESPN at 3 o'clock, will be the Memphis Showboats versus the Houston Roughnecks. Now, for Week 2, we start off with a really interesting matchup in the San Antonio Brahmas against the Memphis Showboats at 12 p.m. on ESPN, followed by the first of the true primetime games at 8 p.m. We have on ABC the Arlington Renegades against the St. Louis Battlehawks. Then we have the Birmingham Stallions versus the Michigan Panthers at 12 p.m. on Sunday, April 7th, ESPN, followed by Houston versus DC at 4 p.m. on Fox. Then in Week 3, we have the Defenders versus the Renegades in the championship rematch for the XFL at 1 p.m. on ESPN, followed by a pretty close to primetime game in the Showboats versus Stallions on Saturday on Fox. Then April 14th on Sunday, the Houston Roughnecks will be playing against the Michigan Panthers on ABC, followed by another game on ABC at 3 p.m. with the St. Louis Battlehawks against the San Antonio Brahmas. Then starting off Week 4, on Saturday, April 20th, we have the Memphis Showboats against the St. Louis Battlehawks on ABC. Then the DC Defenders versus the Birmingham Stallions at 7 p.m. on Fox. Another game that is pretty much a legit primetime game. As well as the Michigan Panthers going against the San Antonio Brahmas at the same time. Now, they have an asterisk to that, so it's kind of weird on that, and we'll get to that in a bit. Then we have the Arlington Renegades going against the Houston Roughnecks, the Battle of Texas, on April 21st, Sunday at 2 p.m. on FS1. Then in Week 5, we have the San Antonio Brahmas versus the Renegades going against each other at 7 p.m. on Fox on April 27th, as well as the Stallions versus Roughnecks at the same time, and another one that some details are going to change at that one. Then on Sunday at 12 p.m., we have the Battlehawks against the DC Defenders on ESPN, followed by the Panthers versus Showboats at 3 p.m. on Fox. Then Week 6, we have the Stallions against the Memphis Showboats at 12 p.m. on ABC, followed by the Houston Roughnecks against the St. Louis Battlehawks at 3 p.m. on Fox. And then the Arlington Renegades versus the Michigan Panthers start off the Sunday games at 1 p.m. on Fox, and then the Brahmas versus Defenders on Fox at 4 p.m. Then the Memphis Showboats will be playing the Arlington Renegades at 1 p.m. on ESPN May 11th, followed by the Battlehawks versus Stallions on May 11th at Fox, the battle of the two biggest fan bases across the USFL and XFL. Then the Michigan Panthers play the DC Defenders on May 12th on ESPN at 12 p.m. The Brahmas will be playing the Roughnecks at 3 p.m. on ESPN as well. And then, as for Week 8, we have the Showboats against the Panthers Saturday, May 18th at 4 p.m. on Fox, followed by another legit primetime game in the Houston Roughnecks versus Birmingham Stallions at 8 p.m. on ESPN2. Then the DC Defenders will be playing the Battlehawks on Sunday, May 19th, 12 p.m. ABC, followed by 4 p.m. Fox with the Renegades versus Brahmas. Then Week 9, we have the Battlehawks versus the Renegades at 12 p.m. on May 25th on ABC. Then the Stallions versus Brahmas is right on after that, 3 p.m. on ABC. Then for Sunday, we have the Defenders versus Showboats and Panthers versus Roughnecks at 2:30 p.m. on Fox, which naturally stuff's going to change there too. Then Week 10, we have the Michigan Panthers versus the Birmingham Stallions, 12 p.m. ESPN. And then the Brahmas versus Battlehawks, 4 p.m. on Fox. Then we have the Renegades versus Defenders, 12 p.m. on ABC. And then the final game of the season will be the Houston Roughnecks versus the Memphis Showboats, 7 p.m. on Fox. And we do know at least the dates for the playoff games. Saturday, June 8th at 3 p.m., we will be having the first conference championship game on ABC. And then on Sunday, June 9th, at a time to be determined, on Fox will be the other conference championship game. And the official championship will be Sunday, June 16th, at a time to be determined on Fox. Now, as for the ones with the asterisk, it does look like we might be actually seeing games legitimately playing at the same time. It's just going to be naturally due to your local listings and market regionalization. That's what it looks to be. So overall, this is incredible. Over 70% of the games are going to be in broadcast television, which is even better than what we've seen with the USFL. It's basically what we saw with the USFL this past season. But considering the fact that all the non-broadcast games, most of them are on ESPN, this is a massive deal. And overall, the schedule looks to be really solid. Yes, there is a pretty limited amount of primetime games, but unlike the XFL, every game will be on Saturday and Sunday, which is what everybody wanted to see. So this is overall a really nice schedule. So just so you guys are aware, I'm going to be having videos come out later today and tomorrow, maybe, of each team's schedule in a short. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to be notified as soon as I upload any videos, as we're still waiting on the actual rule book for the UFL. And as always, guys, have a great night.